Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz. This is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, August 19th, and this is the search news we covered over the past week at SERoundtable.com. And I wanted to pretty much talk to you about what happened the past week. So first up, the big news is that the Google Keyword Planner has removed specifically valuable data for potential advertisers. What that means is Google has restricted access to the Google Keyword Planner if you are not a specific type of advertiser, meaning you don't have any active campaigns, or your active campaigns have really low budgets. Google will no longer show you the detailed information from that Google Keyword Planner. Those who are, Google says, basically, here's a look at it. So basically, Google will show you, let me zoom in a little bit. Google will show you, this page has ranges instead, 0 to 100, 10,000 to 100,000, versus giving you exact, or close to exact detail, 110,000 searches for SEO. So it seems like the stream's going pretty slowly, so hopefully you guys can watch the recording at a certain point. I don't know why it's going slowly, so I apologize to those watching live. But in any event, this has not been an issue before, and I've been testing this literally all the time, so I apologize. In any event, so this whole keyword planner thing is pretty interesting that Google did this. So looking into this more, we actually discovered that some people were saying that if you have an MCC account, a My Client Center account, which is basically an account where an advertiser, an agency will actually manage multiple accounts for their clients, you don't have this issue, but Google said, no, you could, if you get it. The same restrictions apply to real accounts that it does apply to MCC accounts. And then this morning, Google said, for the first time, why they made this change, and the reason is not really that surprising. I suspected Google to say this. And Google basically said it has to do with preventing bots and other services from abusing the intended use of the keyword planner. It's interesting they went this approach because there's other ways to prevent bots and other things from abusing the tool as opposed to just looking at their spend. But the truth is, what happened a month or two ago when Keyword Planner went offline for those who don't have active campaigns was probably not a bug. It was probably something the development team did, got a lot of bad PR, they rolled it back, they went ahead and looked for another solution for this, and this is what they came up with. So I'm not surprised by that in any event. I certainly hope it's still recording. Let's keep going. Google has confirmed they actually are rolling out the new Google Keyword Tool Planner. And that means, the new Google AdWords user interface. I'm sorry for being distracted. I'm trying to figure out these types of things. This new camera system. So I don't think we're live anymore, but it should be recording. So Google did confirm that they're rolling out the new AdWords user interface, and Google said this to a bunch of people, including setting right over here that the new, right here it says, the new UI has already started rolling out to several advertisers and will continue to roll out over the next several months. Again, so that is happening, and you can see the new screenshots. We've been covering this for a while, but Google has confirmed it is definitely rolling out to advertisers. Google AdWords preview tool lets you preview your ads, now has a new share button. So let me zoom you in over there as well. One cool feature that I do like about this is that now you have this new share button. You can click on this share button over here on the AdWords preview tool, and it'll pop up this thing that says share this URL. Keep in mind, again, that this is not going to show you what I see or you see. It might show you different things. So it's not definitely the best solution, but it definitely lets you share the Google Google Ad Preview tool with your friends and colleagues and customers. Google AdWords has also launched a new feature under the Opportunities tab, a lot of AdWords news this month, and it's called the Account Health Score for search. And it basically gives you the score. Again, zooming in, really cool feature. And you can actually go ahead and see this site has an 88% score, and it actually lets you drill into the campaigns and score each and every campaign, and you can click on each recommendation to show you how to improve that score. The goal is to get you to improve your campaigns, obviously spend more money with AdWords and get more bang for your buck with AdWords. Google Google is testing the new local pack design. They're constantly testing stuff. Let me zoom in again. And you can see over here, it's doing some type of autopilot. You can see over here, I gotta turn that off, I thought I did. I'll get better at this, give me some time, so I apologize. This is the test design. You can see it's lighter buttons, different type of UI slightly than the other one. So you can definitely take a better look at that on the screenshot a little bit later. Bing Ads has went ahead and started using upgraded URLs for their ad system. Upgraded URLs basically let you separate the landing page, that's the landing page URL, from the tracking parameters. So if you ever want to update your tracking parameters, you could do so without having to update your landing page URL. So that's pretty good. It looks like we are still live, so people are actually able to watch. So that's good. Again, I'm really getting the hang of this, so I apologize for the bumps, but hopefully over time this will get better and better. Google is testing AMP for web pages in the actual live results. Some people are actually seeing it. Gary from Google said, yes, we're experimenting and testing things all the time. You're most likely seeing live experiments of AMP in the search results. Not just the top carousel, but web results, according to Gary. Sorry. Google is also showing AMP errors in desktop search results to the site owner. So if you did deploy AMP and there's errors, and you are the site owner and you do a search and your site comes up, Google might say your page has AMP implementation errors, as you can see over there. So that's a good little feature. They did that with the mobile testing, the mobile-friendly label as well for site owners. Google's John Mueller said that rel canonical attributes are not supported for images, so you can't really redirect images using rel canonical tags. Google said they're going to start supporting the Schema version 3.1 in their tools, their structured data testing tool and so forth, hopefully in the near future. They didn't give a specific date, but they said they definitely are working on it. John Mueller said that in a Hangout last Friday. Google said they did not do any HTTPS boost. There are several tools out there from Mozcast to Rank Ranger and other tools that show a significant change in the HTTPS results in Google recently. And I asked Google about this, and Gary said no, there has been no change. And he also ran some queries on the past 7 days of data, and the graphs seem to be incorrect, he said. So again, it's very interesting. The tools are showing the change, but Google's saying no. Google is testing a new carousel for people to also ask. The carousel is more in these like block carousel looks. Let me try to zoom in again. Let me turn off the face detection if I can. I thought it was off. All right, let's turn off Find People, see if that helps. And let's zoom in over here. That seems to work. Okay, I'm getting the hang of this. So you see this? This is the people also ask. Usually it looks like this, just like a listing. But what you can see here is that it's also showing this is in a carousel. You can actually slide through that, which is pretty cool. And Google Trends has updated their design and some features. So if you haven't been to Google Trends in a while, take a look. It's actually been updated and redesigned. The new features include a new design and look, compare search trends by a geographic location, view historical data day by day, search term filtering, a new mobile embed option for graphs, and the ability to export to Excel. So Google Trends has been updated. Definitely take a look. It was actually updated early this month, and we just had to wait for Google to actually tell us what was changed because I really couldn't figure it out because I don't really use Google Trends that much. This is kind of upsetting. So as you know, Google is switching to HSTS, which is a strict protocol for HTTPS, meaning if somebody tries to go to HTTP, there's no way to get there. Or go to HTTPS on Google.com. And since that switch, I've seen that in more of my popular, I have lots of access to lots of people's analytics. And I took a look at the more popular websites, the larger websites, and I've seen that on average, there's somewhere in 97% not provided count. Of course, Google has Search Console data, et cetera, but even some of the larger sites have a 98.25% not provided count, which is insane. Again, we're used to this now. It's just very interesting to see. Sad news on the community side. There's a bunch of sad news on the community side this week. One is Google's scheduled their last few Webmaster Hangouts using Google Plus for Hangouts, and that means Google announced that they're removing Google Hangouts on Air from Google Plus, moving into YouTube Live. YouTube Live doesn't have the QA feature, which Google's John Mueller and a bunch of people use to answer questions. So that's kind of sad to see. We'll see what happens and how Google handles that, but the last few Hangouts have been scheduled, so you definitely don't want to miss those, and hopefully Google will figure a way to do other ones. I found this interesting. Matt Cutts he's now at the Digital Services at the government, Pentagon. He did a Quora Q&A where he answered some questions, and one question he answers, what made you, or what encouraged you to be the lead or communications czar between webmasters and SEOs? And he basically said he read a story or book where United Airlines started answering questions to customers directly, and he said he came to Google and said, hey, I want to do this. And he actually did that with his 20% time, and he went through this in detail. So I find it interesting that United Airlines, which is not always known as the best customer-facing company, was his influence on some level to do what he did and what he was so well known for, his communication between webmasters and SEOs. And on a really sad note, Moz, a company that we all have grown to love in the SEO community, they're very well known for their tools, but also very, very well known for their community, has let go 28% of their staff due to, I think what I'm being told, venture pressure to say we have to be cash flow positive, and Brandon Fishkin actually said that we need to get cash flow positive, and it's a very sad decision they had to make where they had to let go 28% of the staff. They specifically dropped 2 products, Moz Content and Follower Wonk, and they said they're doubling down on search, focusing on search. With that, they let go 28% of the staff. Dr. Pete said 28% does not only mean those 2 products, it also overlaps to the search products as well. And for them to remove the community team has been very hard for a lot of the SEO community to take. Of course, again, we're not in their shoes. I run a business. Firing people is the hardest thing you have to do, especially if you have to fire somebody over money, as not because they did something wrong. At the same time, really good people are out of work, but it's very, very good to see in the past day or two, the SEO community is coming together saying, here are jobs for these people, fill out your resumes, submit the jobs. I really find that people will look back at this and say, one, those who lost their job will hopefully find better jobs. I believe that will be the case. 2, I believe it will make Moz financially stronger, which will make for better products, hopefully. And 3, I think this shows how close the community is. Of course, there's lots of people out there that say negative things and so forth. You just got to push those kind of people away. And really, the focus of the community, the majority of the community out there, have been very, very positive towards this change. And hopefully, this will make for a better future for everybody who was involved. Again, I'm sure this decision was very hard, and I am no one to judge this. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. This is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable, seroundtable.com. Everyone, have a great weekend. Today again is Friday, August 19th. I'll see you guys next, and I apologize for the streaming issues, and hopefully you recorded okay. Bye.